Hello, this is Rishi Chulani from The Dark Knot, and today I would like to talk to you about pocket squares. Now, pocket squares are fabrics that are decorative in purpose. So pocket squares are basically used to insert into the breast pocket of your suit jacket or sports coat or blazer, like I've done with my sports jacket right now. So as opposed to a handkerchief that has a utility purpose or utilitarian purpose, pocket squares are purely decorative. So why are pocket squares worn? Well, they're a great way to spruce up your ensembles. They can be worn with ties, which can often take your look from looking conservative to looking a little more colorful and more dandy. Alternatively, a lot of people like to wear pocket squares without a tie or with a more casual tie like a knit tie, and often even without a tie at all. So a lot of dapper gentlemen will go out on an evening out and wear a sports jacket or a blazer without a tie, but with a pocket square. Now, what kind of fabrics do pocket squares come in? Well, like ties, pocket squares are offered in silk. They're also offered in linen and cotton, which are better for summer months or for certain types of folds. So silk pocket squares have more sheen to them. They're better in more formal settings potentially, and they generally work with easier folds like this fold, which is a puff fold or a reverse puff fold with the edges sticking out. Linen pocket squares and cotton pocket squares have more rigidity to them, and because of that, they're better for folds where you have the points showing. So like a 3-peak fold or a 4-peak fold, or your traditional classical presidential square fold. So if you want something that's a bit more nonchalant, a silk pocket square can look good. If you want something where the points are showing and you're trying to show your origami skills with a pocket square, then a linen or cotton pocket square works great. Pocket squares can be worn across a range of occasions. They look especially great at weddings, at a wedding reception, if worn with a tie, when going out on an evening out with friends or on date night and you don't want to wear a tie, but you want to dress dapper, you want to have some layers to your clothing, then you can put on a sports jacket or a blazer and just go with a pocket square. Pocket squares come in a range of patterns. So you have polka dots, paisleys are very common. And then you also have other sort of interesting motifs, like the one I'm wearing right now is a party theme. You have nautical themes. You could have a fish themed pocket square, or flamingos or palm trees that are more, potentially centered around your interests and can be great conversation starters as well. In terms of matching ties to your pocket squares, if you are wearing ties, we suggest generally going with like a paisley or a polka dot pocket square, generally because those patterns have sufficient spacing within the pattern, and so they can pretty much be worn with any type of tie, whether it's a solid tie or a striped tie or a foulard, which is a small geometric repeating pattern tie. Obviously, if you're wearing a polka dot tie, we would maybe go with a paisley or a solid pocket square, or something like what I'm wearing now, which is this party themed pocket square. If you're wearing a paisley tie, again, we wouldn't go with a paisley pocket square, maybe you'd go with a polka dot or a solid pocket square or something like that. Pocket squares, again, are just a great way to add some pop and flair to your ensembles. They can be worn in a range of folds, as I've mentioned, whether it's a puff fold or a 3-peak or a 4-peak fold. They come in a range of fabrics. It is important to look out for the sizing of your pocket squares. A lot of pocket squares in the market are too small. They're 12 or 13 square inches. At the Dark Knot, we make sure that our pocket squares are sufficiently large. So we know, for example, that silk pocket squares are generally bunched up when you're creating a puff fold. And so our silk pocket squares are larger at 17 square inches, which sounds large, but when you scrunch it up and you place it in your breast pocket, it's significantly reduced in size. And so we need to make sure that the pocket squares are large enough so that they can retain their shape in your breast pocket. Our linen pocket squares are a bit smaller at 15 square inches because when you're folding linen pocket squares, you're utilizing less of the pocket square in the fold, and so the pocket squares need to be a bit smaller. So that's all we have to say about pocket squares. We think they're a great way to dapper up your wardrobes, and we definitely think they should be an addition to every dapper gentleman's wardrobe. Again, this is Rishi Chulani from The Dark Knot. Please feel free to subscribe to our channel for more style content that we want to continue bringing you on a forward basis. Please feel free to check out our pocket squares, where we basically provide matching tie and blazer and shirt recommendations with every pocket square that we sell. And you can also filter your search for pocket squares on our website based on the blazers you're wearing or the types of ties you're wearing so that you can get a pocket square that matches in both color and pattern. Again, Rishi Chulani from The Dark Knot, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.